There he goes. That is a bald eagle, and it has been trying its very best over the last 24 hours to decimate the chicken, duck, and geese population on the ranch. What would you think if I told you that there was a predator on the ranch? One that's already killed chickens, one of Erin's pet geese, and I hate to say it, but the peacocks are missing. You would think badger, coyote, or even fox. But what if I told you it was something that there's nothing we can do about? A whole new type of predator that we've never faced before. And it's coming up on Our Wyoming Life. It may not look like it, but this is a crime scene, and one that we've been trying to figure out over the last few days here on the ranch. We've found similar spots out in fields where there's a ton of feathers, local, kind of centralized to one basic circle. I'll take you out and show you one really quick, and you can kind of get a better idea of what we're looking at. Oh, that's him right there. You can see him sitting there. We're gonna swing around and see if we can sneak up on him. I wasn't expecting to find him up here, but there he is. We're gonna try to sneak up on him and get you a good look at him. And he is not afraid of us whatsoever. There he goes. That is a bald eagle, and it has been trying its very best over the last 24 hours to decimate the chicken, duck, and geese population on the ranch. Here's another crime scene. Basically just a bunch of feathers all piled up in one place. And when we first started finding those a few days ago, we couldn't figure out what they were. Now we know. Erin actually saw the eagle outside of our yard, sitting on our fence the other day. And we managed to get a quick video of him. He was a little ways away. But that right there, what you guys just saw, was the closest that I've got to him so far. The problem is there's nothing we can do about it. I've contacted Wildlife, or Fish and Game. I've contacted the Wildlife Management Foundation here in Wyoming. Not really a whole lot we can do about it. So it puts us on the defensive. I don't think he would mess with calves. I think he or she, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, has been probably eating afterbirth from the cows after they have calves. I don't think it would mess with calves at all unless we had a really weak calf. So we're really kind of keeping an eye out for that. But one thing we know is while they do migrate through the area, if they find a really good source of food, such as a chicken house, they may just stick around. So what our goal is today is to actually limit or actually get rid of completely the eagle's food source here on the ranch. And we can't really get rid of the afterbirth and that kind of stuff, but we can basically make it so that he or she can't get to the chickens. So that's our goal for today. Luckily, we've been working on a chicken tractor project for a little while, so it's time to finish that up, get the meat chickens moved, and then get all of our other chickens and ducks inside and into protection. And hopefully we can find the peacocks as well, because they've been missing for the last couple days too. So we are going to get to work. We have our friend Jeff here from San Francisco that's going to help us out with today's project because it is time sensitive. I'm going to call Jeff into service and see if he can swing back around and give us a hand with that, as he's vacationing up here in Wyoming also. So let's get to work. All right over here is our chicken tractor. This is hopefully what is going to save the day, because right now we have the meat chickens inside of the chicken run, which is just off the chicken house. We need to get them out of there into here so that we can move the laying hens into that chicken run and get them some protection from the eagle. So let's, I haven't seen him come back yet. He flew off that way when I drove up there, so I haven't seen him turn around and come back yet, but not that this is like a buffet over here. He's probably gonna be back. All right, we're gonna get this thing towed into position where we wanna start out with the chicken tractor. It's gonna move around the ranch as we, you know, as the chickens get bigger, and every week or so, we're gonna move it to a little bit different spot so that they have some grass and stuff like that to be in. But for right now, we're gonna move it back by the chicken house so we can get it loaded up and ready to go with chickens. We also have to finish putting on our chicken wire. I looked for some hardware cloth that I could put on here, and that's probably going to be an option at some point, but for right now we're just going to get some chicken wire on it because that's what I've got to work with. So we're going to get this thing all finished up and move some chickens into it, and it'll just take us hopefully not too long to get this done and get everybody protected out here on the ranch. Okay, so first things first, we've got to finish the chicken wire on the chicken tractor here, and in order to do that, I'm going to get it a little bit closer to the shop where we can get out with the air compressor and all that good stuff, and get the chicken wire put back on. And then rather than use staples to hold this whole thing together, we're actually going to use a brad nailer, which has a lot bigger, I don't know what you'd call it, footprint than than just a staple. So this should hopefully hold it on there just a little bit better if something decides that it wants to try to pull any of the chicken wire off until I can get it replaced with something a little bit stronger, maybe some hardware cloth or something. We've got our chicken wire here ready to go on. Got a few rolls of it. And we can go and track down Jeff and see if he can give us a hand with getting this part done. Come on up here and join me in this nice drizzly weather. I feel like we are in a battle of the wits with a bald eagle.
We're losing.
We're losing. I actually, I don't know if you saw me, but I was back by the chicken house where what I think this thing is doing is lifting birds up in the air and dropping them. And that's why we get that weird little explosion of feathers. So I was taking these guys up to see the one that's back there in the pasture there, and that turd sitting right there, watching you work on that fence over there. So I think he thought you were lunch, maybe. But he let me get within 50 feet of him before he took off. And he flew off that way, so he'll come back that way, I'm sure, because he's got like this whole buffet thing going on here. Have you ever dealt with bald eagles before or ever heard of anybody? It's the last thing I thought we would have as a predator that I'd have to worry about.
Yeah, especially with no trees. They have no place to roost.
Well, and there's no fish.
Yeah.
I thought that, but it's an interesting...
Food is food.
Food is food, and if they're hungry, they're hungry. I did talk to some folks at Fish and Game, and they said they've seen lots of problems with eagles so far this spring. So I don't know if it's the drought.
Then.
What's that?
They're thriving then. That's a good thing, I guess.
I think it's the drought. Maybe has something to do with it, that they're not able to get the food that they want. But I pulled this thing over here. I figured we can get the rest of the chicken wire on, and then we'll go and park it where Erin wants it to start. And I think she said over there by the gardens. I'll know if I'm wrong. And then we'll figure out a way to, hey, we caught a cat. We'll figure out a way to transport chickens from the chicken house to here. And then we've got to figure out food and fodder. Yeah, we'll figure out, well, they already are fodder. We'll figure out food and water for them once we get them set in here. So I think we're ready to go.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, that's always fun. There we go. Okay, there we go. All the chicken wire's on. Now it's time to pull it over and put it in place for now. All right, not a whole lot of grass there, but that's okay. There's a little gap. There's not much of one, but there's a little one. So we're gonna use a shovel, dig a little tiny hole in front of or behind each tire, pull it in. It'll drop right back, drop right down to the ground, hopefully preventing anything from digging under or attempting to dig under. Okay, you wanna go front of or behind? Let's go behind it. It's probably easier to back this thing up just a little bit. So just a little tiny hole. Like I was telling Jeff, like what I might do in the future is actually change this to either a regular axle that goes all the way through, or maybe even just take pieces of metal and just make skids. So it just sits on the skids, almost like skis. So you can just pull it around and not have to worry about those tires or anything else getting wonky. Next up, we have water and food to get put in here. And then we'll put the chickens in, just the meat chickens, as the laying hens, and an annoying goose. Feel that bad for her because she did lose in this whole thing. She has been on the ranch for about 10 years. She lost basically her mate to that bald eagle a couple days ago. So I can't blame her for being miserable about that whole thing. We are going to take their food, these meat chickens that are now in here, which is considered the chicken run. Meat chickens are all hanging out in here. We're going to move them into the chicken tractor. Then the chickens that are out and around, we will actually put back into here to protect them from the eagle. So that's kind of our next little plan there. And I have some really good news. We were worried about the peacocks. It seems that they were just hiding because there's the male peacock right there, wandering around these gate panels, and then the two females are right back there. So we're lucky that he is still around, and the fact that he hasn't been eaten by our symbol of freedom yet. Here's Jeff to do his probably most favorite job on the entire ranch, and that's chicken rustler. Hey, it's perfectly fine. You don't want to get eaten, do you? You don't want to get eaten, do you? Nobody wants you to get eaten, okay? You're fine. Take you to a new house. It'll all be good. And you'll be happy. H-A-P-P-I, happy. Last one. Cool. Awesome. Well, Jeff, you're free to go do whatever you want to do. Probably includes washing your hands or something.
Well, something.
All right, now as Jeff takes his leave of us and goes off to do whatever Jeff's do in the wild, we have about 100 meat chickens now inside here. Plenty of room for them. Looks like they're gonna do great. Food and water is all set. Yeah, I think they'll be totally fine. We've got a little bit more work to do in the chicken house, and basically really that just includes we just got to take down a small wall. It's actually just a piece of plywood that's there to separate the two sides. We're going to take that out. That connects the two sides of the chicken house. When the chickens, ducks, geese, whoever come in tonight, we will close the one door, and in the morning we'll only open the door that allows them to go into the run, and that will protect them from here on out until we decide that our bald eagle of freedom has moved along. The last little thing that we have to do is inside the chicken house, and the way this chicken house is built and the way that I built it is you've got one side here, which was originally for laying hens. That's why there's nests for laying hens. The other side over here was actually originally built for geese and ducks. So far, since then, it's kind of become a utility area. This was actually a storage area that has now become a place to start chicks. So what we're gonna do is, because that door that you see over there, that little door leads to the outside. This door, which is closed over here, leads to the chicken run. We are going to take down a little section of this wall right here in order to connect the two, which will then allow chickens to come in from that side. We'll close that other door. They'll be able to come into this side and go out this door, which leads out to the chicken run, and hopefully protection from Mr. or Mrs. Freedom that's out there flying around. So this is really simple, and all I have to do is just take this off. All right, this piece we just slide over out of the way because we're gonna probably reuse it at some point to reattach. And now chickens can go from side to side, and we can work on cleaning up that area. That's pretty much it in the chicken house. Why don't we go find the gator? I think Jeff's done with it. We'll go check cows really quick, and then we'll wrap things up for the day. And hopefully tomorrow I'll have good news that all the chickens are accounted for, and maybe even a eagle decided to go north to Alaska or wherever he's heading. And there's lots of other projects happening every single day on the ranch. We only have a few days left of the 30 and 30, and then our 24-hour live stream, where one of our projects is hopefully going to be working on this gator. We've got a bunch of stuff to do to it, everything from seat covers to snorkels. That should be a lot of fun, and that's going to be one of the projects that's on the project list for the 24-hour live stream starting on May 1st. But that's not all, because starting on May 1st, the OurWyomingLife.com website becomes the 24-hour live stream website, where you can go and actually vote on what we're going to be doing during the 24-hour live stream. There will be multiple polls up there, and we'll have things listed from the project list. You guys will get to vote on what projects you think we should work on while you guys are hanging out. There's going to be some fun stuff in there, some competitions between Team Bambi and Team Blonde Cow. Also, we'll be taking a look at the black hat and seeing if maybe it's time to switch over to the straw hat. What do you guys think? Black hat or straw hat? Any preference? They don't care. Number 59. Hey, Mama. One of our newest calves. I actually tagged number 60 this morning, and we'll see if we can track him down, a little red bull. We'll at least take a look at him if we haven't had any new calves. Kind of make the loop here and see if we can find him. 51 hiding in the sagebrush. I'm gonna guess this is our newest little calf. Hey, Mom. How you doing? Can I see your baby? Oh, there you are. Number 60. And Mom. Doesn't look like any new calves as of yet this morning. Let's head back over to our chicken tractor and make sure nobody stole any chickens yet. And then we'll wrap things up from there. Let's head over that way. Sounds like Erin wants to take a look at the chicken tractor with all the meat chickens in it. So we're gonna swing by the house and pick her up and get a chance to see her new haircut also. So be sure to compliment her down in the comments. Makes my life so much better. I kind of wish I had a horn on this thing. It feels like when you stop to pick up your date, but you don't want to go knock on the door because, you know, the dad's in there. So you just sit outside in your car and hope she notices you out here. Comes out. Maybe someday. Oh wait, there she is.
Why does it smell like a cow?
What? Why does it smell like a cow in here?
Yeah.
A lot of cows live in here.
It's already very dirty.
Your hair looks nice.
Thanks.
No, hi, how are you? Why does it smell like a cow and it's dirty in the gator? We haven't even made a payment on it yet.
I know, have you seen this though?
We live in a dust bowl. What do you expect?
Oh, look at the chickens.
Yeah, they're all over here.
Look at you naughty chickens still outside.
Well, I figure I'm not going to get them in until tonight. But
Look at them.
they look happy.
They got plenty of room.
Oh yeah.
You can take dust bags.
You want to get out and see them?
Sure. When we move it, you have to crawl in there and get the water and stuff, huh?
I'm going to do that every day now.
Yeah.
It might end up getting moved closer to the doors. But it's not horrible.
No, and I think like, you know we want to do something different, but like this will work to fix our current problem.
Right, yeah. Thanks guys for hanging out with us today as we get a chance to finish the chicken tractor, which we started seems like a year ago. We'll keep an eye out for our bald eagle. Have you seen the bald eagle today?
Today I looked for him, but I didn't see him.
We saw him this morning, but he hasn't been back. He flew off north. Hopefully he went to Alaska.
Yeah, go to Alaska.
That's our hope. That's our hope. Thanks guys. We'll see you tomorrow as we continue the 30 and 30. Peacocks are accounted for. Most of our, yeah, they're right over there. That's what reminded me. Most of our chickens are here. We're happy. We are missing a goose, and she's not very happy.
She's very sad.
About missing her goose friend, but
We have more on the way though.
you did order more geese. So make sure you subscribe, follow along as we continue to explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary. We'll be back tomorrow with the 30 and 30. Only a couple left until our 24-hour live stream, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Stick around. Thanks, guys.